conversation. Hi good people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Priscilla and I make YouTube videos about career, travel and lifestyle and anything in between that I feel like talking about. Sometimes social conversations, things that people talk to me about in the DMs or whatever. So I just thought sometimes I feel like I should bring the conversation to YouTube and we see what your thoughts are, because you guys sometimes have very insightful comments in the comment section. So I always look forward to hearing and picking your brains. Anyway, singlehood and marriage and the pressure, it's nothing new, but I just thought I'd also dip my feet into that pool, So I'm single, I'm not dating, I'm not seeing anyone exclusively. So yes, I'm definitely single and above 30. So by many people's standards, I should be expired goods. Ideally, that's what society tells us and stuff like that. So basically what are my thoughts? So singlehood, marriage, and if you're above 30, there's a certain pressure that definitely comes with being above 30 and single or unmarried or having a child or whatever, but not being legally attached or claimed, by a man. And it's unfortunate that we as women go through that, but yeah, that is exactly what many people have gone through, and it's really unfair. But my views on that is, as a Christian, for me, I feel like singlehood is not a curse. Really, it's not a curse. I mean, you'll hear churches that are praying to break the curse of singlehood. Singlehood is not a curse, and marriage is not a reward for good behavior. That God is going to reward you because you behaved well, or now you're single because God is cursing you. That, honestly, for me, I don't subscribe to that school of thought. But then also another conversation is, sometimes I was talking to someone who was saying she's scared, she's turning 29, she'll be 30 in a few, and she was wondering, oh my gosh, she's not married, she's not dating, and the pressure, and then she was like, what will she do with herself, as she's waiting? And yeah, as someone who has been waiting for some time, I called off my engagement. You guys have watched that video, should be about 3-4 years ago. Yeah, and I've not been in a serious relationship since then. So, and the question comes, what do you do with yourself as you're waiting on God? I mean, and there is no harm in having a desire to get married. I think it's okay to have that desire. It's a godly desire. There is no harm in it. But I also think that you should not be imprisoned by the desire to get married. You should not be it should not hold you captive, like you cannot do anything outside that. You shouldn't put your life on hold because you're waiting for a man or for a woman, to get married to. I want to get married. It's a good thing. It's godly, but I'm not imprisoned by that idea anymore. At some point I probably was, but I'm not anymore, and it does not mean that when you look at, and sometimes when single people tell married people that, they're like, oh, you're consoling yourself. It's not consolation, And the idea that, I think there's an idea that when you are single, you should be unhappy. I think that's the idea, that as you wait for a man or a woman or a partner or whatever, you should be unfulfilled, you should feel a certain way. But that's not godly, because I think God has called us to be content in every season of our lives. And I think that virtue should be pursuing godliness and pursuing contentment in every area and every space that you're in. So if this is just sort of being single, however long it's going to be, you have to be content. You have to find a space where you use your talents, you use your giftings, you use your voice to amplify and bless those around you, and to just fulfill your life purpose. Because at the end of the day, you cannot live life waiting. You can't, like, for example, put your life on hold and say, me, I want to do a master's, I won't get that dream job, I won't travel, things I want to do, because I'm waiting for a man to come or a woman to come, and we start a partnership. It's self-defeating, and in a way it will make you more anxious. So for me, what have I done as I'm waiting? I have poured myself into the different things that bring me joy. I have started a YouTube channel because I love talking, but also because I'm in a place where I didn't have many friends at the time. who are living in my city. My friends, most of them live home, and they lead very busy lives. So I poured myself into YouTube, and I'm enjoying that space. If I stop enjoying it, I'll disappear. So you find things that bring you joy, and that you pursue your giftings. If you are called to write, you start a blog, you start a journal, you start a magazine. Like, you do things that God has put on your heart, but you cannot just sit and wait. And I think that there's a fear of, like, what will amount to me, what will, oh my God, if I don't get married. And of course I understand that desire to have kids, before, and all those are really, really good. But I feel like if you're not careful, you may get consumed with what society says it should look like, and then you'll start blaming yourself. You'll start going on these long fasts if you're Christian. I mean, there's churches that say, "Come, we break that demon of singleness." But being single is not a curse. It's not that God has decided not to bless you with a partner. And sometimes we may never know why it's delaying. You may have prayed, and I don't know why I'm still single. Like, look at me. Have you seen me? Why are uncles not coming? Why are uncles coming? But look, I'm joking. But seriously, like, you should not allow the idea of being single and above 30 to really imprison you, and for you to live in fear. And if you're like, I know that most of you who watch my channel are below 30, so I'm like your auntie right now. I'm a senior auntie, right? Anyway, but yeah, like, I used to think I'd get married at 24, because I used to be in a church where everyone was married. Everyone got married pretty early, right from university they got married. And I thought that would have been my life, but when I look back, I'm happy I didn't, because there's so many things I've been able to do, and I would never have been able to do them. Not because maybe my partner would have stopped you or anything, but because, the reality is, when you get a family, you stop thinking about yourself alone. There's many people involved, so you just can't pack your bags and go gallivant, somewhere in Hawaii or wherever you want to go. So there's things that you will do them, but probably a bit later. So I'm glad that I had the space to do the things I've been able to do. And and it does not take away from the fact that I still want a partner, but it does not imprison me. So I think for me, basically, what I want you guys to take away from this is, if you are below 30 and maybe are 28, 27, 29 and are turning 30, I honestly feel like my life in the 30s has, like I've just said, living. You become more confident, you're more aware, there's more self-awareness that comes with it. You sort of start working on yourself, dealing with your traumas, dealing with, I found that I've become more spiritual as I've grown older. I understand more, I understand God more. I love, like, me and God now vibe a bit more. So it's a different journey. And, so I don't want you to buy into this whole lie that singleness is a curse that needs to be cured, that you need to sort of settle down just because it's a season, it's a time. It's good for you to have a partner that is supportive, that is kind, that is loving, and is God sent, and you all align and have similar views. So you should not be if you want to you shouldn't be in a rush. Neither should anyone rush you. It should all be in God's timing. So yeah, basically that's all I really want to come here and say, that I've been having these conversations with quite a number of fairly young people. And I understand where they're coming from. I understand the pressure, the fear, turning 30 and single, because, oh my God, everyone keeps telling you, oh, where will you meet a man? You meet your boyfriend. People marry, they are high school sweethearts, they are campus boyfriends, and it's true. Look, it's true. As you get older, your circle also becomes smaller, and also your life gets a bit busier. So it's not as it was before in college or at university, where you'll meet someone in the low class, you'll bump them in the cafeteria. As you're moving at campus, you'll meet someone's where they introduce you. So it's a bit different, but it does not mean that people don't meet people and get married older. And I think someone needs to do such story and curate such of people who in their 30s and above and got married, because I think there's this idea that people in their 30s don't get married, or they are doomed to be single forever. I have friends who are in their 30s and getting married to men who they didn't even know in their 20s. So it's not that people say, oh, look, in your past, maybe you come from your past. It scares some of you when you think, like, when people tell you, oh, people you'll marry, people you've known forever, and you in your life the part you've known forever are all married. So there's that fear and that pressure and that. But Bambi, just calm down. Calm down, Kakana, sit, enjoy life. That marriage will happen when it does, you know. And trust me, take it from me, who grew up in a very Christian family, who grew up in, I've grown up in churches all my life, and you guys know how marriage in churches is like a big deal. If you're not married, but there's even churches where they don't even give you leadership because they don't consider you, you know, worthy, or I don't know. But yeah, like just calm down. Don't buy into the pressure. Don't buy into, affirm yourself. Find a routine that centers you. Find, you know, like dig into the word of God. Dig into things that really bring you joy, and just get to know yourself better. And I also want to, for me, I feel like this whole myth of, oh, you should work on yourself, the whole, how do I say, I saw a tweet something about worthiness, of you should be worthy of your marital partner or your life partner or something like that. I mean, that's really not true. We are all on a journey. We will never arrive, you know. We'll never arrive. We'll never reach a point where we've all dealt with all our trauma. We've all, you know. So I think it's just finding someone who is willing to grow with you, and you guys grow together. So anyway, yeah, that's all I wanted to share. It's another rant. I think this is, I'm ranting a lot. You guys are annoying me, that's why I'm ranting a lot. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Please do subscribe. Let me know if you have any other topics that you want us to rant about. I will come and rant, because I honestly feel like, yeah, like this is a safe space for you guys to rant. Feel free to be able to rant. And if you're like single and above 30 and you're watching this video, please drop me a comment. Let me know what's going on, how are you dealing with the pressure, how are you coping, have you had that conversation with your parents? And it's good to have those conversations with loved ones. If they're putting you on pressure, and you tell them, look, it's not like I will marry myself, you girl. If you're both like, you will also marry yourself, you know. So they should just leave you alone, and if they have potential, they can set you up, but at the end of the day, it's really by the grace of God. So they should let it be. Anyway. Yeah, thank you for watching. Please do subscribe. Leave me a comment down below, and yeah, we'll chat.